Last set of notes for the day. Short, easy, to the point. All you have to know is how to plug things in, how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and you should be fine. All right, so let's zoom in real quick and look at these new vocab words. So we've already talked about roots and zeros. Those are just the names for our solutions when it crosses that x-intercept. Then we already know that standard form of our quadratic equation, it's ax squared plus bx plus c. And all of these a, b, and c's, those are those numbers in front. They're just the plain numbers. They are not the x squareds. They are just the number in front. That's what we're going to be dealing with a lot today. And then we have this new word called the discriminant. Now that is part of our quadratic formula. So it's that b squared minus 4ac, and it tells us something about our types of solutions that we're going to have. So we'll talk more about that here in a second. All right, here is our quadratic formula. Again, this b squared, ac, all of these come from that standard form of the equation. So long as it's in standard form, we are good to go. All right, so number one, again, we're determining the number of real solutions, and we're going to use the quadratic formula to solve for them. All right, so let's first talk about how many solutions we might have that are real or not real. So we'll use our discriminant. So that's the b squared minus 4ac component. Now that's underneath a square root. So if this solution is negative, anything square rooted and it's a negative number, that's not possible. We can't multiply two numbers that are the same together for them to become negative. It's always going to be a positive. So those would be not real solutions. We call them imaginary. But if there is a solution, then we're going to have two real solutions. All right, so let's just go ahead and plug in first. So we're going to list out our A here. So from our equation, we've got A as 2, B is 11, and C is 5. So looking at our equation above, we first have x equals negative b. So we're going to plug in 11 in this first set of parentheses, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 11 squared, minus 4ac, so minus 4 times 2 times 5, all over 2 times a, which is 2. Now, you guys, there's this really annoying song that I will probably play for you next time I see you, and is the quadratic formula to Pop Goes the Weasel. This is something you just need to memorize. You will be seeing this again. You will use it quite often. It is something that is really good to have in your back pocket. All right, let's keep solving. Let me zoom in. All right, we're just going to go ahead and simplify what we can. So we've got this equals negative 11 plus or minus the square root. 11 squared is 121. 4 times 2 times 5, well, that's minus 40. All over 2 times 2 is 4. Keep simplifying. Negative 11 plus or minus the square root of 81 all over 4. Well, we know the square root of 81 is actually a number, so this is negative 11 plus or minus 9 all over 4. Now we can break those up in that two different answers. So this could equal 11 plus 9 over 4 or negative 11 minus 9 over 4. Both of those are solutions for this problem. If we keep simplifying, we'll have negative 2 over 4 and negative 20 over 4. So in order to write this as a final answer, I would need to put x equals negative 1/2, comma, negative 5. Those are my two solutions for this answer. Now, if we look at our discriminant, again, that discriminant is the number underneath my square root. My square root was the square root of 81. That is a positive number. That means I can take the square root of that. That means my solutions are going to be real, and I'm going to have two of them. If I had something under the square root that was 0, if it ended up being x squared minus whatever, and it all turned out to be 0 under that square root, when I add or subtract 0, I'm not changing the value. So that's just one solution. Then if it was a negative under the square root, I'd have those two imaginary. All right, let's move on and do number 2. Let me zoom in here. Number 2. All right. First of all, I'm just going to list out my A, B, and C. A is 4. B is negative 5. Do not forget your signs. C is negative 9. All right, we're going to plug in negative b, so negative 5, plus or minus the square root of b squared. That's negative 5 minus 4a, so 4 times c, which is negative 9, all over 2 times a, which is 4. All right, simplify, here we go. Negative 5 means that now becomes a positive 5, plus or minus the square root. Negative 5 squared is 25, minus 4 times negative 9. 4 times 4 times negative 9 actually becomes a positive 144 because I had that negative 4 times a negative 9 that changed that to be positive. And then that's all over 2 times 4, which is 8. Keep simplifying. 5 plus or minus the square root of 169 all over 8. This actually is a perfect square, so 5 plus or minus 13 over 8. And again, we can split that up into our two different solutions. So 5 plus 13 over 8 or 5 minus 13 over 8. Those are my two different ones that will both work. So that gives me 18 over 8 and, oh, what is that? Negative 8 over 8. If you keep going and simplify to your last fraction, you'll have x equals 9 over 4 and x equals negative 1. Those are my two solutions for this quadratic that I got from my quadratic formula. And again, if I wanted you to answer how many solutions you have, well, that would be you having two real solutions. All right, let's move over and see this number 3. Move this out of the way. All right. Number 3, I just want you to use your discriminant first and we can talk about these solutions. So my b squared minus 4ac, that's my discriminant. Well, my b is negative 1, so negative 1 squared minus 4 times a, which is just 1, times c, which is a positive 3. Okay, so this would be 1 minus 12. Well, that gives me negative 11. So if I square root a negative number, that automatically means I'm going to have two imaginary solutions. Okay, I can get those imaginary solutions, and I'm just going to have to leave it in radical form because I won't be able to simplify. So here we go with my quadratic formula. Let me get my pen back. All right. I always want you to write it straight into that formula in parentheses. So I have negative b, so that would be negative 1, plus or minus the square root of b squared, which is negative 1 squared, minus 4 times 1 times 3, that's my AC, all over 2 times 1. Keep simplifying, that's 1 plus or minus. We just figured out that's the square root of negative 11 all over 2. This is actually your most simplified answer. You cannot do anything further to get me a more specific answer than this that you know of to this day. Later in Algebra 2, you will continue learning more.